How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving yesterday with all your loved ones and family and friends, man. Hope you enjoyed all the food and festivities, enjoyed the football games. I know I did. I know I enjoyed the football games.
Oh yeah.
But let's get to it, man. This DFS time right now. And we should go hard this week. With a
Absolutely.
condensed schedule, let's go hard. So let's go
Kick
hard
it
with
into high
let's
gear.
go hard with the quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. So what quarterback would you go hard with?
All right. Let's see what guys this week are worth paying up for.
Josh Allen,
Josh Allen, always, absolutely. Um,
Hurts.
so I'm thinking, would it be better to take Hurts or Lamar in their matchup?
Ooh, Lamar. I think Lamar. But then who would you be able to stack with Lamar?
Lamar
Would
and
do Lamar and Derrick Henry
I
stack?
mean possibly, but I'm assuming that the Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown stack would probably be
It'd be
better.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Devontae Smith is still hurting. He's limited
hmm
practice, so we saw how it went last week.
And AJ Brown is the kind of guy who can get 12, 13 targets, and we know
And
he's going to get that consistently. Yeah, I would do the Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown stack.
all right,
That's
let's
a
do
pretty good
that.
one.
And I think AJ Brown he's going to eat pretty good.
hmm
I think this game has potential to be a 31-28 game.
Absolutely.
Whoever has last possession of the game
hmm
will win.
Yeah.
Will win. And I do like Zay Flowers, but he's hit or miss, and that's
Yeah,
what scares me
absolutely.
because he's hit or miss.
hmm
All right, so let's do Jalen Hurts. Yeah, and
AJ
AJ
Brown,
Brown.
wide receiver. Yeah. 9,200. I'm surprised he's 200 more than Josh Allen, but
Yeah, same here. But maybe because of the matchup,
maybe. Yeah.
because Josh Allen's playing, they're playing the Niners.
hmm
Niners have a little bit better defense, not much, but a little bit better defense.
I mean, and there's also a chance that the Bills start blowing out the Niners and then they just start running the ball the second half. So
Yeah.
Josh Allen doesn't really get that many points.
Okay. Now running back. Who do we like?
Running back. Now, I mean, if we do want to remain aggressive,
Let's
one
do
of the
let's
things
do
that we
that.
could do is take Derrick Henry.
We'll do Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson is playing the Chargers, and that's a really tough defense,
That's
especially
true.
to run against.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
I like Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry. Yeah.
We can't go Barkley because we already got the stack of Jalen Hurts
Right.
and um and AJ Brown. There's not too many
I mean, I also like
other running backs that are they're actually top heavy or legit prime. You have the top three running backs right now, which surprised me was is Barkley, Henry, and Josh Jacobs.
yeah,
That
absolutely.
surprised me. That actually
Mhm.
surprised me a little bit. I didn't know Josh Jacobs. He's like
Oh
sneaky
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's
Josh
sneaky
Jacobs has
good,
been
man.
steady. Yeah, he's been very steady. He's been grinding behind that line. And there were a couple of games too where Jordan Love was out, where Josh Jacobs got like 30 carries.
Yeah.
One of them was against Indy.
And one thing about Josh Jacobs too is they're using him a lot more in the passing game too, a lot more than they did
hmm
with the Raiders.
Yeah, yeah. He had like 70 something receiving yards
Yeah.
last night. What about a guy like Kenneth Walker from the Seahawks against the Jets?
Or Alvin Kamara.
I I like Alvin Kamara. The only reason why I wouldn't play Alvin Kamara because I want to play Taysom Hill as our
Okay.
tight end.
Okay, so let's do. I'm good with Kenneth Walker. That's a good matchup. It's a really good matchup against the Jets.
Yeah.
And Jets are just all freaking all messed up in the head. And I think they're going to
hmm
run. They're going to run the ball, control it some. And Kenneth Walker too now with the new OC, he's getting a lot of targets too.
hmm
He makes. I mean, because last year Zach Charbonnet was getting the targets,
Mm-hmm.
and Kenneth Walker's more like a 3 down back this year, which I like a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Those he's getting him involved. He's
And
getting him involved plenty. So, what do you think between Kenneth Walker and a guy like James Cook for $200 less?
I like James Cook because the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. He gets involved in the passing game.
Right.
The only thing about James Cook that's different from Kenneth Walker is Josh is Allen snipes the freaking goal lines.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm in a game where they're likely to score multiple touchdowns. I wouldn't worry about Josh Allen taking a touchdown away. There's still
Okay.
a good chance that James Cook gets one or two,
And
and for a
$400
little bit of a
less.
cheaper price.
I like that play.
Yeah. So
Just
James
pointers,
Cook,
they give up some yardage in the running game.
they do. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's do James Cook. I like that. I like that. That's gonna be a good game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's
Hurts, Cook, AJ Brown. Oh yeah. So tight end. Yeah, I think Taysom Hill is a really strong play. He's gonna be the tight end, the running back, the wide receiver, the quarterback, all during different points of the game.
damn. McBride is 6,900 against Minnesota. Minnesota can be thrown on.
Yeah,
The
but
only
they're
thing about McBride is though he doesn't get the touchdowns.
he doesn't get touchdowns exactly. And Taysom Hill could score multiple
Yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah, the upside for him is there.
Oh, all right. I'm good with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
That's takes a lot for me to say that.
Yeah, I started him a couple weeks ago in one of my lineups, and he scored 32 points, like out of nowhere.
Yeah. And how did you do last week? Oh, they were on the bye last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because he'll do good one week and then bad one week, good one week
Mm-hmm.
and bad one week, and still with Jamal Williams still being out and nursing his injury, he's going to
Mm-hmm.
get more play.
Yeah. So I think we should move to defense now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Tampa.
I like Tampa against Carolina. Carolina's been playing better lately.
Yeah. Steelers for Cincinnati. Arizona's been playing better too.
The defense I'm playing this week is the Seahawks against the Jets in my fantasy league. I like that matchup. I feel
Okay.
like a
I like
reeling
that
Jets
matchup too because
team. Yeah.
Rodgers, he's a statue back there.
Mm-hmm.
So won't get a lot of sacks, and he will throw probably an interception or two. He
Yeah.
seems to be doing that. So I like that. And plus at $4,400,
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Seahawks is a good play. Is a strong play.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So what were your takeaways from last night? Give me like a takeaway from a player last night.
Josh Jacobs is going to be great,
Yeah.
and especially playoff football for the Packers. The Packers have a really, really solid chance of making some real noise. If Jordan Love doesn't turn the ball over, their offense is going to be great. I forgot who it was in our group chat who was mentioning that they didn't trust the Packers defense this year, and I was saying like they have a new defensive
That's my
coordinator.
buddy Don.
Yeah, they have a new defensive coordinator. They got some good solid pieces in the offseason. They got Xavier McKinney to shore up the defensive backfield. So like that made, some huge differences. So I like the Packers. I like the Packers overall as a team. It's hard to figure out who the wide receiver one is going to be because it's a different person every single week.
Yeah.
But Kraft is great in his tight end role. Like he could potentially give him some scores there. The Dolphins are exactly who we thought they were. They can't play in the cold, which is not really their fault. Most of their home games are in Miami and sunshine and stuff like that. Who else? The Giants-Cowboys game was pretty interesting.
Rico
I didn't think it was
Dowdle
gonna.
surprised me. I'm coming a little more in tune with him.
Well, I figured Rico was gonna get that much love because they don't really have anybody else back there who's capable, and they have to give somebody else the ball aside from CeeDee Lamb. They can't just give him the ball.
So we don't go running back or wide receiver next. or you want to do flex and then work our way through? What's the
Uh,
best strategy when you're doing the premium picks?
well, I like to do so. For example, because we need a running back, wide receiver, and a flex, I
Yeah.
like to just open up all the flex spots and
Okay.
look at where the best value is.
It's definitely a little bit different when it's this compact of a group of teams playing too.
Right. Yeah, yeah. We have a whole bunch of games before Sunday, so there aren't really that many games to choose from.
I
So the
know.
list
Yeah.
is very
I
condensed.
know. I know. One running back I like is Tony Pollard.
I
He's
like Tony Pollard. Yeah, Tony Pollard's
he's steady
been he's
Eddie and
been
he's rolling. They're playing Washington, right?
yes, he's there. Yeah, they're playing Washington. Yep.
And they can give up some yards and
Mm-hmm.
all right.
So we have 5,700 average. We might want to
Yeah.
scroll.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking for Tony Pollard. Yeah. 7,000 is not bad.
Now
Yeah, it's not bad.
now
Brian Robinson is questionable, right? Yeah, and
yeah.
Austin Eckler.
And Eckler's out
Hmm.
with concussion.
So if
We
both of those guys end up not playing, how do you
Jeremy
feel about
Nichols.
Jeremy McNichols?
That's what I was just going to say that he's worth a dart throw um because he will get his because
Hmm.
they don't really have another running back. They cut Rodriguez unless
Hmm.
they brought him back. So it's just gonna be Jeremy McNichols and he's good. He's not great, but he's good.
Yeah, he's talented. Yeah, and I mean, if you give him the opportunity, there's a good chance that he might have a really good game. He's definitely worth it at 6,700. That's
Yeah,
a pretty decent dart throw.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And that game's gonna be tricky too.
Hmm.
That could be a high scoring game. You
It
know.
could be. Yeah.
All right. So
Hmm. Now we need two wide receivers and a flex.
yeah, with um with the firing of Eberhaus and Thomas Brown moving
Eberflus.
in,
Mhm.
are you going to be looking more than playing Caleb Williams more? Because he's doing a lot better since he took over as OC, Thomas Brown.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like his problems aren't just with his play caller though.
No,
Like,
it's offensive line sucks ass.
yeah, his offensive line is still bad, and that can't be. You can't coach them into being good at this point.
No,
And then Caleb has always had this habit of holding on to the ball and
yes,
trying to create something
yes,
out of nothing. And at
yeah,
the NFL level, that'll get you in trouble more times than it'll bail you out.
yeah. That's one thing that I was worried about when he's coming out of college from watching him play USC. All right,
Hmm.
so we're still looking at what 5,200 average.
Hmm. So
Uh
yeah, we need to look at some wide receivers.
yeah.
I I was thinking about possibly playing Jordan Addison from
I like
Minnesota.
that. I like that. He's coming on strong.
Because I know JJ, they're paying attention to JJ a lot. Like they're giving him a lot of coverage. So I feel like Addison's gonna get a lot of one-on-ones. Yeah, he's 6,300, which isn't bad.
Uh-uh. So I would drop. I'm okay with doing Jordan Addison, and
Yeah.
then we'll just have to see where we're at, and then we'll be bargain basement
Hmm.
hunting. That's a good matchup because there's going to be thrown at.
Yep. And the Vikings give up some air yards, so it's also possible Arizona scores some points, and then Minnesota has to come back. And Jordan Addison's been looking. He's been looking pretty good lately.
Yeah. So now we're looking at 4,900.
Yeah, per person, and we need a wide
Yeah.
receiver and a flex. Tampa Bay,
What what
Carolina. Yeah,
about what about something like David Moore from Carolina?
yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, one of the Carolina receivers might be really cheap.
He's been pretty much de facto number one receiver. His
Didn't they have someone else get hurt? Another one of their wide receivers go down with an injury.
the tight end Sanders got a neck injury, then Coker got
Coker,
hurt
yeah.
was out.
Ooh,
So now it's
that's
just
unfortunate.
Leggett and even Leggett, Thielen, and Moore. And
Yeah, right.
Thielen
One of
might
those
be
guys is bound to be
yeah,
cheap.
Thielen might be a good price too
Mm-hmm.
because they should be, I would think, probably playing from behind.
Probably, yeah.
Um, and the other team, McMillan maybe for Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Adam Thielen at 5,800. Xavier Leggett at 5,800. Yeah, but I think those guys. I don't think that leaves us with much if we got
No,
one of those guys.
David Moore is 5,100.
David, I like David Moore at 5,100.
All right,
Yeah.
I like that too. I think I read a stat, and don't quote me. I think it was like he's running 82% of the routes
Oh
right
wow.
now, and he's getting his target share has gone up in the last 3 weeks. And evidently, they're saying that before he got hurt out of training camp, he was going to be the de facto number one receiver.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So
he's a very talented guy, and the only
yeah,
other person out there is Adam Thielen, and the rookie's making some plays, but David Moore is a dependable veteran.
he played for since no the Browns.
I don't even remember which
Yeah,
team he played
I
for
know he's the
before
better.
this.
I couldn't remember what damn teams
Mm-hmm.
probably.
So we can open up the flex spot and see what our options are with $4,700. Yeah,
Not
that's where
much,
it
huh?
starts. Yeah, it's
On
not much down there. Yeah, this last one is gonna have to be just a pure dart throw,
well,
unless
you can
we.
try Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Washington will be able to throw on Tennessee because their defensive backs aren't really that good. So yeah, it's
Again,
possible
it's
he
open.
can get some throws there.
Yeah, especially if we're going wide receiver. The only other thing I saw was maybe Tommy Trimble, but I don't really trust that either.
Yeah, don't trust that.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
trust Luke McCaffrey more. Yeah. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey will be our dart throw. And that's it. We're at zero.
Pretty good. This
Yeah.
it's funny because I thought about this the other night about doing it like this
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
we
this is the perfect time. Like I was saying earlier, this is the perfect time to go in on the superstars because this is where like the awards, accolades and stuff like that start coming in. This is
right.
where the MVP race starts to get a little short, the offensive player of the year race, and the defensive player of the year race, and things like that. So superstars tend to really perform well down the stretch, and you've got teams fighting for playoff spots, teams that are already out of it,
Yeah.
that might already be done for the season, and things like that. So like the superstars really like to perform well down the stretch here. So it's great to go in on the superstars.
So it's best at this time of year to look at the playoff teams, the teams that are fighting for playoff spots, and play more of their players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, teams who are like close in the division race or teams who are like on the outside looking in, teams who like the Bengals. I think that the Bengals are about to go on like another offensive explosion for the next few weeks because
Yeah.
they need every single point they can get. They can't rely on their defense at all.
No, they
They
can't.
need every single touchdown they can get, every single point they can get. So like I think they're gonna go on an offensive tear. I think that because the Lions technically have the number one seed, but they haven't locked it up yet, and I think they
No.
really want to.
Yeah, they want to because I don't think they want to be
Yeah,
traveling to Philadelphia.
mm-hmm.
Other
I
than
think they really want to.
What team? Okay, you said the Bengals. What team are you going to stay other than the Giants and the Jets? What team would you stay away from?
Um, Teams I would stay away from. I mean, I don't really think there are teams I would stay away from. I think even the teams who don't really have anything that they're playing for this year, like a
Uh-huh.
lot of those players are still playing for their contracts next year. And I feel like a lot of those players are playing for contracts possibly for other teams. So it's like, they still want to put on their best performance, even though, the year isn't really looking too good. Like the Giants yesterday. I knew that the game would be more competitive because Drew Lock is a better pro player than
Yeah,
Danny DeVito is. So like things like that. And Drew Lock, if the Giants aren't going to keep him, that game, that performance yesterday could have earned him a backup spot somewhere where he's going to actually compete.
yeah. Are you looking more? Are you paying? I know generally right now you're during the season you pay a little more to the injuries and stuff, but
Hmm.
closer you get to the end of the season, are you paying a lot more? Are you and when it comes towards the end of the season too, the teams that are locked in, do you stay away from them because of the possibility of players sitting?
I thought about this the other day. Yes, the teams that are doing really well, you should always worry about players sitting. That's why you should always try and have a handcuff or at least handcuff someone else's elite running back one.
Right.
Because if teams start to lock up division titles or teams start to lock up like seeding and it doesn't really matter, they will not hesitate to bench their superstars. So
Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely like look at the backups, see, if the backup has gotten snaps there before and like earlier in the season, see how they perform, see how well they would do if they were the starter and things like that. Like if you have that kind of data. So it's definitely important to look at that. Look at the backups, look at the seedings, look at their records and things like that. That matters more than like practice reports because at this time, if you don't have to play your stars, you might as well rest them.
Yeah. Yeah. There's teams like I'll just say it like the Niners are hurting so bad
Hmm.
with players that if they keep on losing, they might just shut it down.
Yeah, they might
You
have
know,
to.
so those are the teams like I'm looking out for. I'm watching out for. Some
But
some people think like my opinions are biased because the background. I'm a Rams fan, but I'm a football fan. I'm a football fan. That's
hmm.
in fact I'm more football fan than fantasy football fan. So I think I
I
think a
hear that.
healthy Niners team is kind of important, just like a healthy
Hmm.
Patriots team is important, healthy Raiders team, healthy Dallas team, because
Hmm.
they're relevant and there's
Right.
history behind those teams. So teams like that, I generally want them to be good.
Right. And even like the Niners, for example, the Niners are a team that like if they are completely out of it and they do start resting some of their starters, they
Hmm.
have enough backups that we know that let's say for example if they were to shut down CMC because they didn't want him to get hurt, we know that if Jordan Mason came in, he can give you 70% of that in this offense,
Yeah,
regardless of who's playing quarterback because Shanahan's going to run the ball. So
yeah,
like, things like that are good to know too because things can change from one week to the other. One week you have two elite running backs, and then the week after, it's like now you don't even have a running back at all
yeah,
because both of their backups, somebody else has them.
yeah. Well, cool. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think we're good. I think I'm pretty excited about this team,
Oh yeah. Same here.
especially the Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown stack.
Go ahead. That should be a great one.
I
Yeah,
I
especially if
can I
Devontae
can
doesn't
I think
play.
I can smell the money. Yep, I can smell it. All right, man. All right, appreciate everybody. Y'all have a nice weekend. Enjoy the games
Right.
and be blessed, man.
Of course. Have a great one.